Hello and welcome to Cafe Community. We're so glad you could be with us. I'm your host, Cheryl Noble. Every week, as you know, we take a look at people who make a difference in our community, as well as our incredible resources to help us survive and thrive together. And one of the more under-the-radar resources, I think, for performing arts and just basic, simple, down-home, good old-fashioned fun is the North Columbia Schoolhouse Cultural Center that's located on the San Juan Ridge. A bit later in the program, the executive director is here to tell us and give us an insight as to all the events and things that happen at this unique place. Also tonight, we'll hear from our local Habitat for Humanity and get an update on the homes that they are constructing, and also how you can get involved, especially if you're a woman. And in just a moment, my first guests are going to tell us about a green festival that is evolving and going to take place next month at the fairgrounds. And it's shaping up to be one of Northern California's more premier events for all things green and sustainable. So we've got a huge program for you tonight, so let's get started. My first guests are part of the organizing committee for the Green Life Eco Fest, which is debuting in May 21st and 22nd at the fairgrounds. So I'm happy to bring them on to tell us all about this dynamic festival. On my left is Robert Wallace. He is an architect. And on his left is Ralph Jaggi, who is an alternative energy expert. Gentlemen, guys, hi.
Hi.
Hello.
This is great, a Green Life Eco Fest right here. We were talking before the show about how this evolved. Robert, let's start with you, the vision. And
yeah, the vision came out of a festival up in Tahoe, Truckee area.
And it was a green...
And it was a green building festival. Mm-hmm. And the founder of our group, Lori Lackman, mm-hmm. and Mike Leslie of Tecton Construction, were brainstorming, came up with the idea, looking at how do we bring a festival that looked at sustainable living, looked at green building, looked at various...
kind of brought it home.
Brought it home, and
just
exactly, and brought it back to Nevada County, something more local that could really kind of capture all the resources we have in our community, because there's a lot going on here.
Oh, sure, absolutely. In fact, Ralph, you're an alternative energy expert. So, what are some of the highlights then of? It's a 2-day festival.
Correct. There'll be speakers talking about various topics, from vehicles to basically things that are sustainable inside your house. You can make small changes that make a difference.
And that's affordable, too.
That's right.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend the big bucks. You can do very small things and make a big difference in this world. And part of that is to find what makes sense for you.
Mm-hmm. And what I understand, we were talking before, it's a very educational, positive experience.
We're really looking and have been encouraging the vendors who are coming to the festival to kind of really focus on having hands-on, kind of interactive exhibits. One of which is going to be a SIPS exhibit.
And what's that?
Now, SIPS is a structural insulated panel. It's a building system that takes insulation board and is sandwiched between 2 layers of plywood.
Oh,
and it becomes part of the structural, it is the structural wall. Okay. And it has very high insulated value, and it's being used to construct buildings with.
Wow. Is this, now I know that you're going to be building something there. If there can be a camera shot onto the wall over there behind Ralph. A little 100 square foot that's going to be built on site and then raffled off.
Yes. We are going to be building a 100 square foot pavilion. It could be used as an office. It could be used as a bedroom.
I like it.
It can be used as pretty much a storage building. It can be used a lot of different things. But the idea is to use SIPS, the SIPS system.
Right.
And this is actually a partnership between myself, Crowley Builders, and Spring Valley Construction. Mm-hmm. And the building is going to be constructed on site on Saturday, and then we're going to auction it off on Sunday to help raise funds for the festival and for Habitat.
Right. That's what my next... I wanted to make mention that this is a benefit for Habitat for Humanity. that we'll be hearing next. But so, Ralph, tell us who some of the vendors are, and who's going to. We know national speakers, so you might be able to touch on that too.
Well, basically, we have various speakers. Brian Welch is here. There's basically groups that represent both things that you can buy or things that you can build or things that you can do differently. So some of the speakers will talk about some of that. We'll have on hand electric cars so people can see things that they can purchase. And there'll be things that the solar manufacturers or the solar installers and all that will be there. So you'll be able to see and talk to people who do this as a living and make a difference in your life. So.
And I heard before the program Mother Earth News, which is a big national publication. The speaker, the editor or publisher is going to be there at the event. Our little county bringing
That's right.
national people.
It's well, this movement, the sustainable movement, really is starting to pick up steam in our country, and it's kind of finding ways to kind of begin to incorporate that into your daily lives is going to become much easier, and it's going to become much more practical from an economic standpoint. You're going to want to look for ways to save money on the energy you're spending, to potentially start to grow your own local food, or
in a small space.
In a small space, or utilize local farmers.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. And there's also affiliated services that you might not think of obviously being sustainable, but for instance, the community book swap, as I was telling you, I started 2 years ago, that's very sustainable. It's no cost. Repurpose the books that you no longer share them with people. Give them.
Even things like printing, the idea is trying to make sure printing is ecologically friendly. Things that are done for trash, and you don't have that huge loss of trash, how things are done there. Showing people what they can do. And just building, even the festival is built differently. It's intended from the beginning to make a model, an example of what's done within the festival as well.
Very interesting.
That's part of what we're talking
things
about.
that we just don't think about. It's like, of course, it makes sense, but it's great to have that opportunity to see it and learn about it.
And be part of it.
Be part of
We
it.
we welcome everybody. We hope everyone can come.
Yeah, we really do hope everybody comes out. We've priced the festival very affordably so that families and all the community can come out.
Right, and it is something to bring kids to. So it's a great website, greenlifeecofest.org, and get lots of information and mark your calendars for May 21st and 22nd. So Robert and Ralph, thank you so much. Good luck. It's a success. Northern California is going to be a repeat, I'm sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
All right, we're going to take our first break, and while we bring up our second guest, so stick around. Hi, I'm here with Suzanne Lyons. She's with CooperativeGames.com, and she's here today at the Sierra Commons Small Business Fair, and she stopped by the Cafe Community Studio to tell us a little bit about her business. Hi, Suzanne.
Hi.
Tell us about CooperativeGames.com. Sounds very different and unique.
I'm very excited about my online business, CooperativeGames.com. We sell cooperative board games and other playthings for playing with one another rather than against each other.
Oh, okay, that is a different concept, less competitive, and so it's working together.
Right, exactly. We have plenty of opportunities to compete against one another, but how often do we have the chance to work with one another in a very positive, respectful, and fun way and learn the joy of cooperation?
Right. So everything's done online, your business?
No, we sell, we do all of our sales online. online, but the games themselves are board games. So at this point, we are in the real world and not yet doing cooperative games online.
Okay. Well, you're here at the business fair today. Tell me what you've really found to be a highlight, or...
Well, one of the very fun things for me is sharing the idea of cooperative games with people, because it's a new concept,
very new,
but fun, and intuitively a lot of us really understand that there's that we need an alternative to the competition that we face. So it's just fun connecting with people and getting inspired and sharing the idea.
Yeah. What do you find that really has helped your small business survive in our business community here?
Well, the help from the Sierra Commons and other local people who understand these online retailing issues so much better than me has been very, very helpful.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, good luck. This sounds very exciting. CooperativeGames.com. Thank you so much, Suzanne.
Thank you so much.
And welcome back. My second guests tonight are with Habitat for Humanity, as we heard in our first segment that the Green Life Eco Fest is in part to benefit our local habitat. So with me on my left tonight is the Development Director, Lorraine Larson, and on her left is Carol Kuzora. She is a volunteer with the Habitat, and we're going to hear about her monumental efforts that she does. So, ladies, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, you're
Glad
welcome.
to be here.
All right, Lorraine, so tell us, Habitat's a great effort in building affordable homes and giving home ownership to people. Mm-hmm. You've got some homes under construction. Where is it? What's going on? Progress.
We do have our first 2 homes of a 16-home project.
It's 16 homes.
Under construction off of Whiting Street on a little street called Joyce Drive in Grass Valley. And we are working on those 2 homes diligently. And I'd like to just make a quick plug for the Eco Fest, because we are doing green building out there as well. And so it ties in with what they're doing. And I think their effort to make Nevada County a hub for sustainability is commendable. We support it at Habitat.
Right.
And think that there's so much going on here. It should be a hub for green building.
Yeah.
But
put us on the map.
Yes, so our habitat is moving along very well, and we're building, and so today we're here to talk about a Women's Build Day that we have.
Right, I love the red T-shirts. I mean, this is
everyone that comes out will get this T-shirt,
and that's for the as I said in the intro. Especially if you're a woman, you could get involved, and that's the Women Build Day. Mm-hmm. And that's coming up. Tell us about that.
We have a Women's Build Day, May 6th. It's a Friday, and 9 to 3 out on our site. And you can go on our website and learn more about it. But you don't have to know how to build or don't have to know anything about construction. But you do know how to have fun. And we have some great construction leaders that will be out at the site helping everyone. And one of the things that recently happened with some women that came out to a restore to do some work said that they felt like our construction supervisors had the confidence in them, so they felt more confident to try new things and learn new things.
Nice.
And so we've got some great guys that are going to help us, Habitat hunks out there on the site that know how to show ladies a good time. So they'll probably kill me for saying this. But
that's okay. It's local TV. Anything goes.
Yeah, but they will really help us to do some meaningful work that day and really get something accomplished. And mostly women out on the site. We want to get women engaged in building and
Don't
empower
be afraid of the
us. No, we can do this. And everyone gets a T-shirt and a hat and a little tool belt and water bottles and different things. So
and there's a photo from this. The one on May 6th is our inaugural one, right? It's the first time we've had a Women Build Day. Okay, so this was from another town.
Right. In Nevada County, this is our first Women's Build Day. We hope it leads to a women's home, that we all get together and do.
Right.
And it's really going to be a lot of fun out on the site. It really, the fellowship is wonderful.
Sure.
you know, you'd be surprised what you've learned. I've gotten more confidence just going out to the site, watching to try things at home. And,
Right.
you know, it really is going to be a fun thing, but also I hope everyone walks away with some skills that they didn't think they could develop. And, you know.
And to help out.
Yes, and to give back, and we all want to do that.
Helping, though, this is where Carol, how's that for a segue? Because she is a tremendous help. You volunteer. You said you started when Habitat started here years ago.
Well, I've been a supporter of Habitat ever since its inception, when President Carter started it, and I always thought it would be fun to get involved in the building, but I never did. And then we were approached by Habitat. The Democratic Women's Club was approached to bring lunches, and I end up coordinating all the lunches for the days that the Democratic Women's Club brings the lunches. I call all my volunteers and see who wants to bring a main dish, who wants to bring a salad, who wants to bring a dessert.
So the group, the Democrat Women's, provides the food then for the crew on the construction side.
Right.
And
Well, among other groups do it on different days.
Right. So for your group, how many times a month is that?
Oh, just once a month.
Once a month. And then, so the crew gets lunch served.
Right,
It's home cooked.
And this crew will also get lunch and other giveaways, as I said earlier, a tool belt. And
I want to see
hats
that tool belt.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Is it adjustable?
It's just kind of a little thing to carry tools in.
Open it up.
And we're also having, and this is a women's build. It's sponsored by Lowe's. We can't forget to mention Lowe's. They are, after this is over, we're donating $5,000 gift certificate to Habitat for materials. So.
So they're going to make a donation of afterwards. What was that again?
$5,000 certificate for building materials. But we also would like to ask if women come out, and it's not a requirement of building. We have these little sponsor sheets as well that they can take out to their friends and family. You know, when they've been asking you all these years to buy Girl Scout cookies and all, it's time to ask them to give something back to us now and to help support us further so we can buy more building materials for the Beals family home, which is what we'll be working on.
Well, and particularly now, you're one of the many organizations and agencies that have been hurt by funding cuts, and we're getting creative here.
Yes, we are.
We're going to make it.
Too. We've had a couple setbacks, but we're still moving forward, and we want women to come out and really help us do that, so we can all. Maybe we'll have a girls' night out after. Who knows?
Goody. I can hardly wait to get my hands on a hammer. Because when we bring lunches, it's all guys.
I know. So.
Oh, darn.
I know. We'll have a few of those out there. But
So the event, which is National Women Build Week.
Right.
The first week in May, but our local one is May 6th.
May 6th. Give us a call or go on our website, and we'll get you out there. But it's easy to find. And
nchabitat.org. There, it's on our screen now, which is good.
Great.
And now, Carol, are you responsible for the lunch that day? Or are you going to be out there working?
On Women's Day, no, they're going to feed me, right?
They're good for you. It's about time the volunteer gets a payback.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm going to work.
She wants to.
All right.
pick
You've
up a
earned a
hammer.
lunch and picked up a hammer.
Yep.
Okay, well, it looks like we're out of time. And so I want to thank you, Lorraine. Thank you, Carol. Great
you.
work, and good luck at the festival. Good luck with the Women Build Day. Good luck with your hammer experience. You have to come back.
All right.
We want pictures, lots of pictures.
I will send them. Thank you.
Okay, nchabitat.org for more information. Get involved, especially if you're a woman. Sounds like a great opportunity. So we are going to take our second break while I bring up my third guest, so stick around. Well, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that little instrumental by Saul Rayo, who is a local artist. And speaking of performing arts and local artists, my third guest is going to talk about a very unique place that's on the San Juan Ridge and is the North Columbia Schoolhouse Cultural Center. We've got lots of great photos and a warm welcome first time to the program to Shauna Mazuraz.
Close.
Okay.
It's hard. It's got two Z's.
Two Z's.
You're forgiven. Maziars.
Maziars. Okay. Shauna. Let's just...
You got that part right.
Yes. All right. Welcome to the program.
Thanks so much for having me.
What a great little find. As I said, it's kind of under the radar, little best kept secret.
It's a pretty amazing performance space. And also, it's an historic building.
Right.
And we're actually on the California Registry of Historic Places. And so the building's just sort of dripping with history and stories.
Yeah.
We've
got lots of pictures, and one of the pictures were your historic of the as a schoolhouse and kids in the front. When was it built?
In 1875.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that right there is Columbia Hill, and that was quite a mining settlement. There were thousands of people living there. For anybody who's driven up Tyler Foot Road, they've seen the dig-ins right there on the side of the road. And so all the miners that were working in that gold mine were living there in that community, and they built this as a school for their kids.
Right.
And it was a one-room schoolhouse until 1979. So a lot of my friends went to school there.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
So you grew up here, which is a local story in itself.
Yeah, I moved here in high school, so I didn't grow up, spend my entire childhood here, but I moved here in high school.
So it stopped being a schoolhouse then in the late 70s?
Yeah.
I see. And then how did it become a cultural center?
Well,
the effort behind that.
Yeah, it's quite a story. The family that still owns the building, the Coughlins, are a very old ranching family on the ridge.
Oh, okay.
And they've been ranching up there for 135 years, and they still are.
Gosh.
That would be another story.
Yes,
for your show.
exactly.
And so Mary Joan Campbell, the matriarch of the family, had a conversation with an architect, Bruce Boyd, and the community was already kind of making grumblings about really wanting to have some sort of cultural center, but there wasn't really a space.
Okay.
And so it just was a synchronicity thing where Bruce was willing to put in the time and effort to redesign the space.
Okay.
His architecture office is still there upstairs.
Oh,
so he built an
interesting.
office upstairs.
Very
and
good.
So about a year after the school closed, it became a community cultural center.
A year after, boy, that's
So 1980.
got wheels in motion very quickly.
Yeah, well, I don't know how well you know the Ridge community, but they're lots
Doers.
of people that are doers.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was just all community volunteer work that did all the construction.
So in addition to the cultural center, though, it is a bit of a gathering place, a venue for meetings, community meetings.
Yeah, absolutely. Part of our mission is to really be an affordable space for people to gather. So we have lots of birthday parties, celebrations of life, weddings, you name it. People can rent the space for concerts,